it's Autism Awareness Month, and as the month is wrapping up, I know it's the last day I procrastinated this project, I thought I'd share my art piece inspired by Autism Awareness Month and talk about my experience having autism. I know what you're thinking, what? No way, you don't look autistic. Well, tell that to my closet organized by textures. Now, mind you, I'm only talking about my flavor of the tisms. I don't speak for all of my kind. Symptoms manifest differently with severity with each person, so let's get into my flavor flav of mine. I am what's called high functioning because on the outside, I look like I'm functioning and behaving like everyone else. But I'm not. I don't feel high functioning. I don't feel like I'm functioning on a high level. More like fake it till you make it and hope that no one will notice. I personally hate that term. I prefer the term high masking because that's what I'm doing with every interaction I have with people. Sure, I have a few people I unmask with who are safe, but I don't fully unmask. It's just easier. I'm constantly thinking, eye contact. Am I making good enough eye contact? Because apparently my eyeballs staring into people's souls somehow show my ears work, my voice, my tone level. Am I too loud? Am I too soft? Am I using the right tone? Because apparently people can't just listen to the words that are coming out of my mouth and believe them. They try and seek hidden meaning in my tone and read between the lines. And let me tell you, between the lines is blank space. There's nothing in between the lines of what I am saying. When I speak, I mean what I say. There's nothing behind it. And facial expressions. Am I emoting the facial expression that I'm actually feeling? Am I sitting still? Because if you move around too much, it unsettles and spooks the neurotypicals. It's exhausting, really. So you see how much neurodivergent people accommodate you neurotypicals? But then, Bethany, why do you mask if it's so exhausting and you can't just be yourself? Because I'm late diagnosed and masking was my coping mechanism to survive. I didn't know I was autistic until 2 years ago. So for the first 28 years of my life, I just thought I was bad at being human. Like everyone else got a guide on how to be human and socialize with others, while not only did I not receive a guidebook, I didn't even know one existed. I wasn't until my last school I taught at, they had a great special education program, and many of the students who were autistic and had ADHD, that I realized there might be something up with me when there was like a lot of similarities between us. I'd be like, ooh, I used to do that as a kid. Ooh, I still do that. Oh, I'm doing that right now. So I got tested. And to add a little spice to my tisms, I also have ADHD. So basically, that means in my brain, it's like having Sheldon and Penny from The Big Bang Theory arguing in my head all the time. So if I'm late to anything, just know Penny won that argument. And with the ADHD, it really covered up my tisms symptoms because I'm an extrovert, I'm social, I got all the words and all the ideas, and it's just a constant stream of thought in my brain, and it just overpowered the tisms. Plus, I got good grades growing up, so, who cares? You may ask, Bethany, how do symptoms show up in your life with autism? And it's a little hard to tell you as an ADHDer to separate what's the tism and what is the ADHD, but I'll do my best. One, I hate eye contact. It is the worst. I don't understand what my eyeballs have to do with my ability to speak and listen, but if I had a soundtrack to what I heard as a kid, the number one hit on the album would be, Bethany, my eyes are right here. I don't understand why we have to look into people's eyeballs. Two, and this one I'm a little embarrassed about because people make fun of me for it, or they judge me, or they get weirded out, but I am a picky eater. I will literally eat the same thing over and over every day for like a week, all the time. And if I'm presented with food that I cannot eat because I'm texture sensitive, I won't eat it, because if I do, I'll vomit. I would rather starve than eat something that is not a safe food, because it's physically painful. And so I get a lot of weird looks, and I put ketchup on everything. That's also embarrassing as well, because I put ketchup on things that ketchup does not belong on. And so I even got for Christmas a shirt that said, I put ketchup on my ketchup. Anyway, Whataburger ketchup is the best ketchup. 3, I hate change and surprises. Even good change. Anyone who knows me knows I hate change and I hate surprises. I hate things change at the last minute and I'm forced to be like flexible. I don't like being surprised. If you have a surprise for me, then you must tell me I'm going to be surprised before you surprise me with the thing. Like, message me and don't call me. I hate when people have to call me. Just text me, please. I will not answer you if you call me unless I'm forced to, or I have to, or you mean something special to me, then I'll answer the phone. But message me, and you can message me like, hey, I have a surprise for you, and I will be fine. It will be great. And then you can present me with whatever you surprise me. Just let me know. But, and it's because I carefully plan out my day by the hour, sometimes by 30 minutes, in a systematic flow that optimizes my time to the fullest to allow the most productivity while accommodating myself and resting. And if that system is interrupted, everything falls apart and I'm left in a shutdown because I don't know how to fix it. 4, social cues. Social cues are hard for me to pick up on, but now that I know I'm autistic, I'm able to like pick them up better because I've kind of like done some research on what y'all actually mean with your social cues. And the reason why I struggle with social cues is because I take things literally at face value. Now, what I mean by I take things literally, I don't mean that if you tell me it's raining cats and dogs, I'm going to think it's actually raining cats and dogs. I know that you mean raining. What I mean by I take things literally is like, take this example. For instance, my friend messaged me, hey, what are you doing? And I thought, aw, what a caring friend. She's curious about my day and is interested in what I'm doing. So I would tell her exactly what I'm doing. Then I'd remember, oh, yeah, that's right. Conversations are like passing a ball and I can't just hold the ball and talk about myself. So here, let me pass the ball and ask her what she's doing. And she'd tell me really quickly and then the conversation just died off. And I'd be like, why'd the conversation die? I was enjoying it. And then I saw this meme that said, hey, tip for all neurodivergents. When your neurotypical friend asks you what you're doing, they're trying to ask you to go hang out. And I was like, what? So I sent her the meme and I was like, is this true? And she goes, yes, Bethany, it's true. And I'm like, what? No, all those wasted and missed opportunities to hang out. My friend, I would have moved stuff around to hang out. And another like social cue, like professionally, is my last school like sent a survey on culture and functions of the school. And they had asked, what are some things we can improve on at the school? And apparently they did not mean send them a bullet pointed list of everything I had noticed and below each bullet point put down why it was a problem and solutions to fix the problem. Because what I intended as a helpful input was received as, wow, Bethany really hates her job. So no bullet points. But to my credit, I did the same thing for the question, what are we doing really well? And I did a bullet pointed list for that as well. But, you know, apparently they don't want bullet pointed lists. Okay. And then, like, with flirting, I'm pretty sure Tisms is why I'm still single. Because for all of my life that I have been interested in dating, I thought I was unattractive, unappealing, and no guy wanted to date me because I didn't have any guys asking me out in high school and college and my young adult life. In fact, I'm still single to this day and I've never had a boyfriend. And it turns out it's not because I'm undesirable. It's because I don't know how to recognize flirting. Apparently guys have been flirting with me this whole time and I've been shutting them down. And so they didn't ask me out because they thought I wasn't interested in them. And that's... I mean, it's like good. to know that, because it's kind of like secures the insecurities. Okay, guys are attracted to me, but also it's very frustrating because I'm like, how dare you tisms go to the corner and think about what you have done, leaving me single like that. That is not okay. But even though that, there are those struggles, it is not all woes in having a touch of the tisms. There are some perks to being an ADHDer or having the tisms. Like, I have the ability to see patterns in everything, so pattern recognition. I have the ability to be calm in high-stakes situations. I come up with creative solutions. I look at things with not only width, but depth. I'm detail-oriented. I have organizational skills for the win. I am the spreadsheet queen. I'm a puzzle solver. I take complex problems and reduce them to simple, efficient solutions. I'm great at planning, scheduling, and to-do lists. Now, do I actually do them? That depends on if the ADHD or the TISM has won that day. I can take complex topics and simplify them into understandable chunks and sequence it. It's what makes me a great teacher. I have a sense of justice. I will stand up for the right thing if something is wrong. I have no problem with conflict. Critical thinking. I not only ask how, but I ask why and understand the meaning to things. My bosses may not, however, find this a perk, though. I will say the thing, whatever everyone is thinking, but not saying, I will say the thing every time. Error detector. I'm very good at seeing where an error is. Empathy. I can literally think and feel how another person is experiencing, which gives me really good empathy and understanding and seeing their side of things, which has been great for me to make incredible, diverse relationships with a variety of friends from all sorts of life. It's really enriched my life. I think in 3D, that's hard to explain. I think in 3D, but I can only communicate in 2D. So the best way I can explain it is not only do I think in visuals and sounds, but I think in touch and feeling and aesthetic. It's like an immersive 3D world, which my brain thinks in, which really helps my artwork. So even though it has been a struggle coming to terms with the realization that most people do not think the way I do and that the world is not built for my way of thinking, I am glad that I have the label autistic, because before my label was bossy, stubborn, strong-willed, loud, annoying, lazy, too much. So when I got my diagnosis, it was a relief in a way, because it meant I wasn't bad at being human. I was just different, and it gives me permission to have more grace for myself, and life has been so much better because I am working with my brain instead of forcing it to be something that it's not, and that helps me with accommodating myself, and life has gotten easier with that. So I hope this helps for anyone who has the tisms, and remember, Rizz'em with the tism!